That might be
It's a
great,
sandbox.
wide
It's a
shot.
soapbox. It's FanBox.
And welcome to episode 29 of Tardis Talk. It has been a while now that I have survived getting through the Halloween season. We are talking episode 29, The Runaway Bride. With me is, of course, David and Will. Hopefully we may have Johnny. Niko will not be here today. But let's go ahead and just get started. Guys, tell me where I can find you. Hold on.
I'm in the window right below you.
There we go. All right. Where can we find you?
I am Xanatos1138 on all social medias.
Nice and concise. Thank you. Will.
Right? That Will Wilkins on all social medias. Will with 2 L's.
Yeah. And do you have the do you have the thing on the back of your microphone?
Oh, what the
TW?
My initials right there, TWW. That Will Wilkins. Yeah.
There
like
is
the network.
There is something about 3D printing that you end up getting the power to do useless things that make you feel good. Oh.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, did you 3D print that?
Yes, this is 3D printed.
Well, at least you'd have to buy the whole the collector's edition of the Back to the Future, right?
Now you're gonna 3D print the entire DeLorean.
Yeah, that's what happens next. Because it's not like I'd want to drive it anyway. My favorite thing, by the way, is always June in well, it's in June is what I'm trying to say, because that's around the time where there's always going to be somebody that is driving a time machine DeLorean, a Batmobile, or something else somewhere on the freeways of San Diego or on the way to San Diego. And we always get those wonderful photos and clips of these wonderful cars from the movies that we love suddenly being free on the road.
Mm-hmm. And you can look at, was it on the West Coast? There's always a DeLorean somewhere driving around on the highway, it seems like, according to TikTok videos. But I've seen them like in my area. We actually had a truck that like you would think for like a dealership, and it had like the Dark Knight tumbler, it had the Ecto one, it had the DeLorean, it had like the Adam West Batmobile. Like it was definitely fun seeing that, cross paths while you're, going down the road to work. But,
I've seen all of those, but in Grand Theft Auto lobbies.
I mean,
we got
however
real
you
life
make it happen.
GTA 6. But so let's go ahead, and before we get into it, it's been a minute. Let's talk a little Doctor Who news, because we know that some things have come out since we've been gone forever. Yeah, so let's talk about this this announcement that came out first by the BBC before Disney ever made a comment, and that is about the fact that Disney and Bad Wolf Entertainment is no longer partnering to be the US distributor for Doctor Who. Thoughts, and where do you think this goes for us, guys?
I'll just chime in first, because I've already kind of said my thoughts somewhere elsewhere as well. But like my whole thing is with the news that we got, I'm just very interested to see the news that's probably going to roll around after this Doctor Who return to a Christmas special in 2026. Because around that, probably the months preceding, the real diehard spoiler-oriented seekers will already probably know. But that's when we'll find out if Bad Wolf is also out of the Doctor Who business.
True. Good point. 2026, a year hiatus. We've had longer.
Well, and it's also interesting too that, the whole war between the land and the sea, I thought we were all getting it late 2025. Now, apparently in the States, we're getting it in 2026.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the concerns that always comes when so for those who aren't completely aware, Disney was kind of the US distributor for Doctor Who. We were getting them the same day as they were airing on the BBC network. Now, with this, it means that they're opening it up for negotiations. There has been talk of Prime wanting to get involved, Prime Video, to see if Amazon wants a stab at holding on to Doctor Who. There has also been this, Doctor Who was on HBO Max, but with the way that people are talking about how, you know, Zaslav is trying to sell off Warner Brothers at least, I don't know if, like, they're really interested in taking on any new projects. Um, could we possibly see Doctor Who on Netflix? I mean, would that be the next
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
True.
Sorry.
So, but I mean, this is the thing, and I kind of wonder because they waited so long, and of course, the BBC was the one that announced it first. I wonder if it was all kind of weighing on whether or not Disney was gonna get the streaming rights to all of Doctor Who, and I already knew that because of the whole everything had to be shot in 4K, the expense, the cost of the episodes. That's kind of why some of the last two episodes, the last two seasons were a little bit more hollow, I would say, than previous Doctor Who. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting, especially when we've got a whole nother show because it's like, we don't have faith in the product, but we're gonna go ahead and give you a season of something that you really didn't ask for, with the unit show. But
Yeah, but that's all about contracts, man. And
yeah,
I think you're giving this way more credit than it is. I don't think anyone was waiting to see anything. I think the moment not Eisner, what's his name? Iger
Yeah.
returned. It was pretty much just a oh, okay. So the previous guy was just signing deals that sounded good. Gotcha. Yeah, we're not renewing this shit. We're not renewing that shit. We're not doing that anymore after this is done, kind of thing. I
well,
think Disney got into it because it was all about getting audience and streaming. And the writing was on the wall by the time the second season premiered because, like, I would log in at the time it has been released, day and date, and in the banner of Disney Plus, I would be getting advertised anything but. There
yeah,
was almost no promotion for the second season. Whereas the Christmas special in the first season, you couldn't go 3 steps of media before choking on a Doctor Who.
yeah. You have to actually go into the search bar and search for Doctor Who
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
find the most recent episodes. And
Yeah.
and I mean, let's face it, when we went to Disney in June, we went to all of the places that people had said that they had seen Who merchandise, and of course, they replaced everything rather quickly. In fact, the person said they were swapping out before the season had even ended, with the Beatles, which my kid still vows to hate them, but that's just how it is. But yeah, so anything else to talk about other than there's audio dramas and stuff that you can get your fix in the meantime. There's a whole catalog of stories, books. There's nothing that you can't go get Magic the Gathering and go get a commander deck with the 13th Doctor and play some Doctor Who, if you really want to, because that's out there too. But yeah, we ready to get in the episode?
At least 20 minutes of it for me.
Wait, what? You didn't?
The thing is, I know I had rewatched. It probably Christmas time last year because I've kind of I have a weird holiday film rotation because my wife has got all of the typical holiday movies covered. Thankfully, she doesn't fall into that Hallmark movie crap. So, the TV is tolerable at any time of the day. But I go in a different direction, for it going on 2 years now. I go through Hawkeye. You've got the Guardians Christmas special.
Mhm.
So I have these alternatives that I have in my rotations. And one of them, slightly not standard, but was the norm, is I go through the quote unquote Christmas specials for Doctor Who. So I know last year I watched The Runaway Bride. And, I've got pretty much the major hits in my mind, but just the way the week shook down, I just never had an opportunity to watch it because I've been putting Stranger Things above all else.
Mhm.
I mean,
So-
except for today, because I clocked into the season 4 finale episode and saw that it was like 2 hours plus. And I'm like, no, that's just not now, guys. Not now. That's too much. I forgot that 4th season, man, has like several mini movies in it for episodes.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, Stranger Things is the first time where I'm actually looking forward to a show ending. Like I'm looking forward to watching the last season, finishing it, and being done with Stranger Things.
That's having done this rewatch, I think that's fair because although I have a lot of nostalgic feel for it, I think things got a little too strange and a little too comic-y in a way with the 3rd season. And then they rebounded very well kind of in the 4th season. I have a very big problem with situational coincidence or storyline coincidence, meaning it just so happens that these characters show up at the moment these events are happening. And it's like, this is the god of time manipulating you guys in Hawkins? Because y'all are very coincidentally right where you need to be at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And it's the friends we find along the way.
Like Donna Noble suddenly appearing inside the TARDIS mysteriously in this week's episode, The Runaway Bride.
Which is funny because she is my most likable, annoying character on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about what they decided to do with her. I kind of wonder if they're like, let's make her super annoying so that she can be a one-off character.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't realize people would actually like her.
I liked her so much better this time around,
Mm-hmm.
having known more about Donna and know about what happens with Donna. Because, like, you see all the outside influences, like, oh, her mom is a big pain, and that's got to contribute somewhat to how Donna behaves. And then, like, there's just all these things, like, okay, I feel a lot more sympathy for her this time around than I did the first time. It's like, yeah, you're annoying. But yeah, seeing her fleshed out really helped this time.
I also liked her parallel reality to what she was saying with stuff, where she's like,
Yes.
he practically begged me to marry him, and it's just her, please, 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 and it's like just doing this whole thing, but at the same time, she almost has a superpower about being oblivious to alien interactions on Earth. And I love that about this character because he's like, you don't remember the Daleks in the sky.
And
she's
it's
like, I was in Spain. They were in Spain too.
and it's still a straight line all the way through even the specials that we got with 14 and Donna Noble. You know what I mean? Like right there in the very beginning episode, rocket ship is apparently crashing on Earth and she's fumbling with repacking boxes.
Yep.
So yeah, it's look, man, like I said, I got to be honest. I only saw 20 minutes of the episode, but I think this is one of those moments where it would be so nice if we actually had somebody that's grown up in British culture, because I think there is something very presentable at the time of the character choice they made with Donna Noble. I would be speaking out of turn if I'm like, it was because of that West Ender type of influence or something else with a locational colloquialisms. But that's where I really wish we had that right now, because I think that's there. I think like TV of the time had also popular shows with characters of the same type of nature.
Well, it was interesting because when her fiance was like going off, the things that he's talking about, Brangelina. He's like, if I hear anything more about X Factor and all of this stuff, and I'm sitting there going, wow, we're really going there. Like
it felt like a time capsule.
Oh my! I mean,
yes,
it didn't help that I needed to see that this episode was out 19 years ago. That didn't help me at all when I was looking at this, watching the episode. But man, also that scene you're talking about where Donna is unreliable narrating didn't you get a feel the way those cuts and that action was happening? That felt very Edgar Wright a la Spaced influenced.
Mhm.
I really got to look at the timing of which one came out first. Relatively certain it's Spaced.
And it's a shame Johnny isn't here because I know he does not like spiders. He avoids watching things with spiders. This is probably like the most spider thing in Doctor Who, aside from 13 with all the spider monsters.
Yes.
Yeah. My son actually asked me, he's like, how did they make that look so real? And I'm like, it's puppetry, buddy. It's a lot of puppetry. It's a person in makeup and puppetry, and they, and I think that's one of the things I really do love about there's a lot of practical effects and even like the spaceship, coming toward Earth and stuff like that. Like it gave me like Star Wars, like the ships, just going through like a green screen or whatever. And I love that.
That's the main benefit, I think, of them moving away from Disney is they'll get to go back to that.
Yes.
The only thing I'll miss is the intro. That like really, really produced intro for Doctor Who was like you got kind of hyped up. But
oh yeah,
the rest
like
of
the
it, I
TARDIS
really
flying
love.
through the cosmic cloud.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
with the trail behind it. I love that.
I gotta say though, man, in seeing this one fire up, it was really nice to see the planet pan kicking things off. I don't know why. Ever since season 1, anytime we encounter that, it pleases me to no end. So the fact that this Christmas special started with a planet pan was very, very nice.
Yeah, and just the part where they go back to the creation of Earth, and then like that philosophical conversation was like, yeah, you feel very small in that moment of them talking about this is the birth of planet Earth, and this is like we're just a tiny speck in the universe.
Yeah, but it also shows that marvel that the Doctor has for the human race, because it's like, yeah, you're so small, yet you plug away and you build up and you strive to be better for yourself, and he always has that look of, I respect you. You're nothing compared to me, but I am so intrigued. It's like Gandalf with the hobbits. It's probably the best way I could describe it.
In my own head canon, I think some point while traipsing across the known universe, the Doctor accidentally created the human race. That's what I think may have happened. And that is why he has such a fondness for us.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, much in the same way that it's like, well, I accidentally did this. Got to keep an eye on it now.
Yeah, which is why, like, it's like we have any children and stuff like that. It's like,
It is, it's interesting though too when you see the different Doctors and the different eras that we end up going through. Just seeing the way the Doctor is also very situational in his references to the human race, because if it's the bad side of the human race that's pissing him off, he's very verbal about all those wonderful bad things we do as people. But whenever he's feeling optimistic, it's always about the potential of the human race and our eagerness and our desire to grow. It's just like, man, you really are just a parent. Sorry.
No.
Like I said, I only got to see 2 minutes or 20 minutes. Yep. And all I remember is like, apparently the bad guy was storing energy in Donna. Yeah.
Yeah. Luon energy, I think it was. It's
Huon.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a made up, it might be a made up word. I don't know, but I've never heard of it before. And it was being fed to her by cups of coffee from that guy
over 6 months. Yep. Mm-hmm. And which is why the biodamper did not work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because at that point she was too imperceivable from just energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny though, because he didn't have to take the energy away from her. In fact, the alien creature, which the Arcanax or whatever it's called,
Ragnar.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a lot like a Mass Effect race. It was almost the same name too, and I was like, that's very similar.
Yeah. So he says that the particles are deadly, and then they build them up, and then they just cast them out into the hole. So there's no consequence there for it. But I really think that's the primary. Like, what was interesting was when the Doctor did the whole scanning, and then he says, there's nothing special, about you. And then we know her character development down the road. I almost feel like she has been groomed to then end up becoming this individual, because what does she do when she becomes Dr. Donna again? She just lets go of the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I thought it was kind of full circle. I really like that. It made more sense to me. Of course they had to go with the whole Torchwood thing because, why not?
Yeah, and it's funny because getting the energy out was not dangerous to them necessarily. They were just leftover food for her children, as we saw with Lance. So I was like, wait, that's all you need them for? Just like to take the energy out, then you're done? Oh, okay. You're in danger because she's going to feed you to her kids. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Go home, you're drunk.
Yeah. But he again, another species that he is the bane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
He had killed out all of the Ragnars's many, many years ago. They were, she knows him.
It was the Time Lords somehow, and I'm sure there's a story somewhere about that. That'd be really cool to find or find out. But it was like just the mention of Gallifrey. You killed all my people. Yes, and that's why I'm warning you to stop now, because I'll do it again.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because Donna makes a comment at the end of this episode with talking about the Doctor. And of course we know that he made the whole thing like, he's like, you made your choice, this is what's going to happen. He has no remorse in killing her children and, setting her up to die. And then you have Donna at the end going, you need to find someone. And he's like, I don't need anybody. She's like, no, because sometimes you need someone to stop you. And we're not going to get that this entire next, companion, because she is an enabler. Martha Jones is a huge enabler.
I think, but let me tell you though, when we got into the whole weirdness of having to have an episode to introduce the concept of being able to hide one's Gallifreyanism within an object so you can appear human, I loved that in that moment. It was a lot. It was another very Blink moment where it's like, well, she's the maid, and like in the next time, it's like she's working in the shop to support him. So it's just got like the character has some good through points that they give her that I enjoy. But I guess that the Doctor always kind of stiffs the companion that way, doesn't he? They're always doing muck work, because like with the school one, she was stuck working in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will say though, it's not until we get what's his name? He used to do the talk show.
Rhymes with orange. Rhymes with silver. Paul Craig. Dude, come on.
Paul Craig. No.
I'm just throwing names out now.
No, that's the carpool karaoke guy.
Oh, James Rhodes.
Oh.
No, James Corden.
Yeah,
James Corden, yes.
Yeah, when we get him, there's a part when he's living with him that he ends up working in the call center for him.
Yes.
So
that is true.
The Doctor does do a job at some point, and he's really good at call centers.
He does it better.
But that also kind of like speaks to James Corden's character, because if the Doctor can do it better than you.
Now, the only question I have at this point, are we saying this episode is good, or are we not saying this episode is good? Because like 10 minutes into talking about it, we're already drifting into all of the other things about Doctor Who that we like. So I just want to put it out to the panel right now. Where are we at?
That is kind of the trend of how we do this show. Like we don't like that's. We're just talking crap and
this is a free form Doctor Who conversation. That's all it is. It's free form. It's like a form of jazz, right?
This is like ADHD Doctor Who. It's wibbly wobbly and
timey-wimey indeed.
No, but I will say I did like this episode. I like this episode more. It kind of made me sad because I feel like I'm gonna get flack for saying this. I'm not a big fan of Martha Jones.
You can be. I'm
not a big fan of Martha Jones, and it's because of the whole pining, and she's like immediately trying to be in a relationship with him, like quick after Rose. And
I almost feel like it's not really Martha Jones' fault. It is the dynamic and the writing of the season that kind of puts her in this box. And then the
True.
doctor is constantly taking her on dates or places that he took Rose to. And it's just stuff that was cringe at times. But I actually looked at the list of episodes for the season. We're getting some really good ones despite that. There's a lot of good ones.
I mean, we're gonna get the Jadoon on the moon, which is cool. I liked that episode.
With a spoon while we croon.
Okay, the Jadoon platoon. We go back to there. Which was kind of interesting because you had a cat married to a woman who was talking about being old fashioned when it was two women married, in the HOV lane, and then you've got some other stuff that's pretty good. It was also kind of funny because I think this is the first person that I really noticed was in a previous episode as a different character and then came back as a main character later on, because she played her, what was it, her cousin, I think it was, in the finale.
Yeah. So, they barely mention her too. They just kind of say, "Oh yeah, she used to work for Torchwood. I don't know what happened to her." And
yeah. We got the robots back, the killer Christmas trees. So
that was nice to see, but it's like, could you be a little less obvious that we got budget constraints, guys. Can we just roll out them Santas from last time? Just a little touch up.
One thing I noticed, I'm not sure what kind, but it looks like the RC controller that he had for the Christmas decorations. I'm like, is that an N64 controller that they just put a big light on the top of it?
It kind of looked like it.
Hey, man. Liam Neeson was talking into a lady shaver.
Yes.
All right. In episode 1.
Yeah,
so let's just, we can't make any judgments. We can't. It's just like, it is what it is.
No, I appreciate those details. I'm just like, I hope I'm right. I hope that's an N64 controller.
I liked that the road chase, the fact that the doctor can fly the TARDIS using
those kids cheering him on too.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't neat to see a TARDIS car chase too.
Yeah. I just want to know, like the TARDIS is like constantly bopping on the top of that one car, and the guy's he just keeps driving. There's like no
what
honking.
An insurance claim. Yeah, a telephone box bounced off the roof of my car.
What's all these right angle dents you've got here?
And everybody was acting like it was normal, like it wasn't anything.
I mean, look, by that time they've seen some stuff, okay? Like you said, what about the Daleks? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. Look, I gotta admit, man. I know I'm like, I couldn't watch the episode, but I did also watch the Guardians Christmas special, and all of these people are very similar to me, to the residents of LA when they first see the ship. Like, the one girl is crying because she's just thinking, "Oh man, what next?" After everything they've been through. So it's the same thing here. They're just like, "Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Bouncing blue box. It happens, I guess."
Yeah. It was, I mean, the ending was a little bit anticlimactic, which is fine, because sometimes it's not the ending that makes it all that big of a deal. It's just a kind of a fun story, because like, wait till we get to the adipose.
Well, actually, it's funny you mention that, because somehow in my first run of watching through Doctor Who, the reveal of seeing Donna Noble in the series 4 premiere had no impact on me, because somehow, whatever my source was, I didn't have the specials. So I never was aware of Donna as the runaway bride. And then I had to go back and get caught up and like, well, yeah, that would have been a wonderful reveal. God damn it.
So general Reddit consensus is that it was a modified N64 controller.
I'm glad we gave you the time to get to that. I'm so glad truth.
That's like we're talking, and that's the focal point that you.
No, I was like, I really need to know this, so I just started looking it up.
Good.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, but I have to go upstairs now and wake up my daughter because she's in competitive dance. And last night they had the comp team sleepover where they all like spend the night in the studio. And so naturally she did not. But she also has her solo dance training shortly. So I need to go wake her up now.
So let's do this then, because like there's not a lot to talk about in the episode, and we can like ease ourselves back into the show. Let's do our scores, and then Johnny can go back and watch this and figure out what we're doing. So, Will, what was your score for the episode?
For the 20 minutes I saw and from what I remember, I give it a solid 7.
Okay.
Because it's still rewatchable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get 6 and below.
Yeah. David?
Yeah, I'm confident giving it like an 8. It's good.
Okay. I would say I enjoyed it probably more than a 7, so I'll give it an 8 as well. I don't know. I think I appreciate this episode a lot more knowing that David Tennant showed up on the Catherine Tate show, and it kind of like predicated this, and then we know that she was supposed to be a one-off, and then we get her like later on, and it is absolutely I love when stuff like that makes things happen and becomes part of the lore.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that fans definitely liked her and liked their dynamic together, and it's one of my favorite companions. Donna Noble is by far my favorite companion when it comes to her development, because she develops a lot throughout the series, and she is what the Doctor needs to keep it whimsy, but at the same time, like making him think about not doing horrible, terrible things and leaving people behind. Because if it wasn't for the fires of Pompeii, bringing that back full circle for the 12th. So yeah, that's my opinion. So let's see. We've been going for about what?
33 minutes.
33 minutes. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Any last words?
I gotta go wake up my kid. That Will Wilkins on those socials.
All right. See you, Will. Thank you. David?
I got nothing. No final words. I'm actually looking forward to the start of the next season.
Yeah, same here. As much as like Martha Jones is my favorite, there are some really solid episodes that we're going to come up to. In fact, I feel like the variety of the episodes, a lot of stuff like, and things that I didn't even catch the first time I watched this season, especially when it comes to the Master. Like I just kind of like glazed over the hints that they were making throughout, which
this episode, exactly. They said, what's his name? They name dropped him and said he authorized a strike. When the tank shot the spaceship down, said,
Saxon.
Yeah, Saxon authorized fire at will, something like that.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's the first hint. That's the first name drop.
I will say I had a little bit of a faux pas when it came to, so one of the guys that I worked at Spirit Halloween, big Doctor Who fan, we got along really well. And what happened was, when anybody's donated to Spirit of Children, which goes to local charity, like local hospitals, but they didn't want to sign the star. What he would do is he would actually write a Doctor Who quote and put them on the wall. So there were all of these Doctor Who quotes all over. And then I was gone for a couple of days, and then I came back into work, and of course I'm the assistant manager, and I start seeing all of these political looking signs. Like I thought somebody was donating money. And then because we had an election coming up, they were putting political like campaign things on the wall. And I got so mad, I took a couple and I ripped them up. And it said vote Saxon. And I was like, I feel so guilty afterward. I'm like, oh, and I say I'm a Doctor Who fan, and I completely, and he goes, well, that is the right response to have when you see a vote Saxon sign. So you are kind of right. I'm like, okay, good point. Touche. I'm okay. But yeah, that was the thing. But yeah, I love this. I love this episode. It's not the best episode, but it's still a fun episode to deal with. And it's definitely whimsical, and I like that. And yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
All right. So David, where can we find you?
Xanatos 1138 on all socials. I've been reposting a lot of my old Star Wars lore videos. So if you like Star Wars, pop culture, anything. I post whatever at random. So follow me anywhere if you want.
Yep. And since I am no longer in the servitude of doing two jobs, and one of them literally, I would get up at 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. I'd go to work. I'd work until about 4:30, sometimes later. I'd drive over to Spirit Halloween, and I would not get off work until 11 o'clock at night. And I just rinsed and repeated for a lot of days. So I'm thankful the guys were so kind to let us take a hiatus. It's kind of fun that we did this, like the Christmas special right in the beginning of like the holiday season. So that kind of worked out. But at the same time, like I'm back to doing stuff here. We'll probably be like doing stuff. It's gonna be more casual. FanBox is not about, we're not trying to break the internet. We're not trying to do anything other. But be sure to check us out. It's fanbox.com. You can like, subscribe, turn on notifications here. We're also on Facebook. We're on Twitch. We're on Kick. You can find us on social media, but really don't do much other than post what's coming up. But we might do more. And then you can find me at Mr. Marvelite. I am out of the speculation game for a good while. I found out that it wasn't making me happy. And so I am just kind of posting about whatever's going on in my life and what I'm interested in talking about, which could be anything. It could be nothing. But I am currently in the process of building a D&D gaming table, to which you can't see it right now. But I found a QLED 65-inch television, David, for like $599. I didn't pay it outright. I did the progressive leasing thing. So I'm going to probably pay it off in the next 90 days. So I don't have to pay extra interest. But this sucker looks so good. I can't wait to get it in the TV, in the table. The only thing I am terrified of is if, as I'm working on the table, I want to put the TV in there. And the last time I put a TV in the table while I was working at it, a drill bit flew out of my drill and broke the screen. And I do not want to break this screen at all. But yeah, absolutely. I've learned so much about TVs as gaming tables and about heat dissipation and stuff. And I'm going to probably chronicle a little about that process over on TikTok as I'm doing stuff. But yeah. that's about it.
The reason I keep trying to plug Twitch is because on my spare time, I'll work, I'll go to the gym, and I'll come home and just play video games. So if I wanted to do any content, it would be on Twitch, and I just have not gotten all of that figured out.
Oh, buddy, then we need to work together. I'll help you get, because it's as easy as just simply just like hitting the start button, but we got to get you set up. I'll help you. All right. Well, with that said, this has been Tardis Talk. We'll be back next week with episode 30, with the introduction of our new companion, Martha Jones, with the Jadoon platoon on the moon. I think this one's called the Two Doctors.
I think so. Yeah.
Because she's trying to become a doctor too. But yeah. In fact, I like it when the doctor works with medical people.
Yeah, because they're so confused.
Yeah. It's like he's like the Doctor Who is like just the doctor, and he's like, well, then just call me the nurse, which was what Linda Chandra said. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week, 2:00 Eastern time, 7 p.m. or no, 11 a.m. Pacific. And yeah, have a good night. We will see you next time.
It's a sandbox.
That was the wrong one. That was absolutely the wrong one. Let's try that again.